Hello, English language learners. The Wi-Fi is a bit dodgy, but we will struggle on. No worries. Hope you're having a great day. We're here to practice English, practice speaking English. And if you want to join, let me know in the comments. You can come on in and have a chat. While I'm here by myself, I'm going to just. It's always, I think, a good thing to have a look around and see what can inspire you to speak about different things in English. And the aim is to always find out, well, not always, but sometimes it's to find out what you don't know. You want to speak about something and you want to find out what words you don't know how to say, or maybe you find some words that might be interesting for you to use later. So to try and identify those words, you add them to your vocabulary list and prioritize that list. And then as you're going through to check the following day or whichever day, what words am I going to learn? You pick up those top words and then you practice away. Try and use English as much as you can. Develop your vocabulary, develop your confidence, hopefully build it up. But yeah, so like I say, we're here for speaking. So if you want to get involved, if you want to speak, let me know in the comments, and we can have a chat, all of that sort of stuff. Now, what I've started, while I'm sort of waiting, if you like, I've been looking at Xiaohongshu, the a website, well, a social media site from or mainly from China. And this is, I guess, a good site because, like lots of sites, you have lots of random stuff. But as you can see, like in terms of the presentation, well, this is at least for the, what do you call it, the desktop version. You have a large array of things that you can see immediately. Obviously, on the mobile version is a little bit more restricted and such, but at least on the desktop version, there's a lot of stuff, so you can very quickly see what's interesting for you. And this one came up, and now I think I've got the automatic translate on, so sometimes there will be a little bit, or whatever the translation sort of happens. Like for example, this button here says focus on. I'm not sure if that's the actual thing that it says, but I think that's the way they're sort of it's been translated, if you like. I think that's meant to be follow, would be my guess. But this is an interesting thing. Now, this obviously here looks like a receipt. Now, the person actually just seemed to. They didn't really seem to. Okay, no, I was going to say they didn't eat anything because I can see like all the juices and stuff. Because I see Pepsi pineapple juice and a pint of peachy pineapple juice. But there I see the hot pot dinner, obviously the large amount there. Something like this is a good way if you want to practice saying numbers, if you want to do totals, sums, if you want to talk about percentages, all that sort of stuff. Of course, on restaurant receipts, or different types of shop receipts, you have the different sort of items itemized. So you can practice saying them, describing them, talking about them and whatnot. And here what it seems to be, I'm not sure where this is. It's dollars, but dollars can be in many places. How to tip in K-pot. I don't know where K-pot could be. Oh, well, actually it says United States there, so I guess it's in the US. So this is so why should I tip twice? If the bill exceeds 6 people, a mandatory 18% service charge will be charged. And then the tip amount will be listed at the bottom. Is this to take advantage of the diners? That's your question. And I guess just as the obvious question here is, what is the I guess accepted or standard practice where you are? Like, is it common for people to well, I guess to give tips, ask for tips? Because I guess the reputation is there are some countries where it's like if you don't give a tip, they look down upon you, shall we say? It's frowned upon to not give a tip. Certainly in hospitality venues, there's a question about not giving tips and that sort of stuff. But what seems to be is interestingly here. What I find actually more interesting than anything else is the way they've ordered the tips or the information. So they do like 20%. I'm not sure if you can see this. I'm going to see if I can make this a bit bigger. So it's got like 20%, the tip, and it's obviously telling you the amount. So there's like you have to do the maths in your head. So it's got like 20%, 18%, then 25%, then 22%. Now, I'm not sure why they have that particular order. That may mean something, or maybe the 20% is the most standard. And then I don't know. So I guess maybe if you give the higher tip up the top, maybe people just look at the first one and go, that's okay. But certainly like why they've got the 18, 25, 22 is curious for me. But there we go. And okay, and we can see here as well. So this is what the person was talking about. So gratuity for parties of 6 or more, 18%. I don't know why that is. Why is that? I mean, it's actually quite common. You have that in Australia as well. I'm not sure why that is a common thing. Now, as we've mentioned on previous occasions, and I'm sure you find this as well, one of the strong advantages of things like social media, but also some blogs, newspaper websites, and that sort of thing, is that there are comments. And you can read through the comments, so you can listen or read what people are saying, express your opinion if you want to. But even if you're not confident to necessarily publicly express your opinion, if you practice writing what your opinion is, that's good. That's good practice. Because the main thing is speaking aloud or writing, not aloud, but writing. For me personally, I think the best thing is actually to write on paper. But I guess if you type it, it's a similar sort of experience. But anyway, so the author has had another remark that says, "Thank you to everyone for reminding me. I was also confused by the arrow after thank you." Okay, so on the receipt, yes, they got the thank you. When I swiped my card, the card machine also had the option of adding a tip. I glanced at her hesitantly, I guess this is the waitress or waiter, and she understood it immediately and told me that 18% had already been charged. Okay, so she's got the bill, got the card machine or whatever. She's going, okay, so this is the total. And it's probably gone, do you want to add a tip? And she's looking around and go, what? Go, no, it's already in there. It's okay, don't worry about it. Tips, if you want to add more later, you can do it voluntarily. I pressed not or no. My money is useful. Fair enough. It's an interesting thing though. I'm not sure what things would be like in your country, but yes, I find that interesting. I'm not sure if we can see any more comments. Maybe I've not really used the desktop version, I have to say, too much. So I don't know how I can actually see. Oh, here we go. I needed to. Sometimes I guess it's a bit different when I'm zooming in and zooming out. So let's have a look at some other comments if we can. So when I'm a waiter, I'm again. I just re-emphasize that this is using like Google Trans or the automatic, like the Chrome translation. So this is not necessarily the people writing this potentially. So when I'm a waiter, I'm accounting money for customers. I always remind them that the tip has been added. I'm afraid that the customer will double tip and then call us to ask for a refund. Some customers add more to the extra tip and then tell me that they want to give, they want more. They want to give more. Give us a tip. Okay. which is generous. Um, but yes, interesting. So let me go back out here and then someone replied, I think you're very honest when you take the. I guess that's true. Is it? It's very honest, and I guess that's speaking in a. Well, I'm not sure what the tone here is, but um, I think that's the way you would want people to be. I always admire shops when they point this information out. That's happened a few times actually, where people have told me, "Oh, there's a tip there." Actually, okay, this happened in like actually quite a few different places in terms of like countries and stuff, where people say, "Oh, this tip is already included," or "There's a service charge here," or "Do you?" We've got a service charge in that price that you're seeing on the bill. Are you okay with that? Um, and I guess making it easier for you to take it off. Um, which I have to say I felt like tipping more because just because of the openness. I guess if they don't say anything, it's sort of like whatever. But the fact that they were so upfront about it, I think is a pleasant thing. That said, I don't know if that's all of the people working there or just some, but there we are. I feel that many waiters expect customers to be careless about double tips. That's interesting. Um, if the customer does not take the initiative to mention it, they will not take the initiative to mention it. Well, okay. I guess that sounds funny because it's like the same thing written, but yes. So if the customer doesn't say anything, the waiter or waitress doesn't say anything. And then the reply to that is almost all waiters will not remind guests that tips have been added rather. This culture is simply rubbish. Hmm. Consumers should pay for the wages that should consumers should pay for the wages that should be paid by businesses. I guess there's what see again. This is the perhaps one of the things with America, perhaps in particular, is that from what I understand, I don't really know, but from what I understand, the pay is low in hospitality type jobs and professions, but and that's why the tips are expected, and people why you can have like a look or something if you don't give a tip or give an appropriate tip and that sort of thing. And I guess I guess that comment is either saying the business is supposed to pay the extra so you don't have to worry. I have to say, like I don't know, in Australia, like you'll have some places where they're expecting tips, but most places they're not. And I have to say, like quite a few places where they almost like they're insisting on giving you the the change, basically. Our customers are very happy and say they charge 18. I don't like it. Now, if they charge all of them, I'm confused. I'm not sure whether, again, with the translation, it's hard to tell. Yes, almost all waiters will not mention it to customers because it's related to their income. Maybe I'm an exception. I'm afraid that customers will cause trouble for me. Yeah, I think that's just a nice sort of bit of honesty, isn't it? Don't you think? I don't know. I think that's the way to do with it. Okay, so let's move away from that, and then see what else we can find. Uh, Now, I don't know if these are going to be in English or not, but the point is, it doesn't really matter. The point is that we're going to practice English or use English when we're speaking about them. That's what I want you to be thinking about. Again, like I say, if you want to join in, send us an email, let us know, or just jump in the comments. And again, let us know. I don't know if this seems to be a video. So this is what get rid of this. Okay, this is what Tibetans usually eat for breakfast: raw beef, stewed chicken with uh, matsutake, I'm going to guess, matsutake mushrooms, yak meat buns, and butter yogurt soup. What do you eat for breakfast? That's a good question. What do you eat for breakfast? Again, that's a good bit of discussion. But let's see here. Okay, well, I don't understand that, but nevertheless, so there seem to be. I'm not sure what. I guess we can guess what the ingredients are here that she's talking about, but it seems to be. It's hard to actually. I guess because we can't actually see because we don't know what she's saying, and we can't read the subtitles, and we can't see into the bowl. We don't actually know what's going on there, but we're guessing. Although it's a little bit disconcerting because I'm not sure what's going on with that TV in the background. Looks like that guy there is rubbing some lotion on his knee. Maybe he's doing his morning exercises and stuff, and he's got like the deep heat or something in the leg to warm it up for the stress. Oh, he's doing some movements. I guess I'm getting distracted by what's on TV rather than what's actually she's talking about for breakfast. That looks to be some type of bread, I'm guessing. What do you think it is? I don't know. I don't think there's any. Yeah, still. Well, I keep checking, but I don't. She's not suddenly going to change to English. I suppose is the is the lesson to learn there. But I've done double the speed, so uh, hopefully we'll get through this a bit quick. Okay, here we go. So this is the soup. This is the mushroom soup. This looks very healthy. I said this kid's looking on there going, why is she talking so much? I just want to have breakfast. He looks really eager. Now he's going, I can see myself in the camera. I know he's happy with the camera now. And these are the buns. And this is I think there's meat in those buns, aren't they? I think I want a close up of those buns, but we can't really see. What is that? I don't know what that is. That could be lots of things. Is that meat? I don't know I can't zoom in any there. What is that? I don't know. That could be anything. That could be vegetables. That could be vegetable. That could be like, I don't know, many things. Again, we can't really see in. I want to go into the plates a bit more. But yes, I have to say this mushroom soup looks pretty tasty. And I think this is sort of coming towards the end here. But I guess if I learn Mandarin, or any of us learn Mandarin, that we have lots more information here. Let's see if I can. There's no real. Okay, so it was like raw beef soup. It seems to be the comment. Sooner or later, something will happen if you eat it. It's scary. I understand. Well, that's interesting. That's a word there. I can't even. It's taking too much brain matter to try to think out. Echinococosis. That's yes. I don't know. Like, do you eat raw meat? Is that like a scary thing for you? Have I eaten? I can't think if I've eaten raw meat. I think I have had what's that called? Carpaccio, stuff like that. And is that the carpaccio? Is like the slices, isn't it? What's the other one? What's that beef tartare? Where it's sort of like I'm not sure it's the right way to say it, but it's sort of like a burger, but not cooked, more or less. That sort of thing. But yeah, it's interesting. This guy seems to be wanting to eat a pepper. Is that what this is? Let's have a look here. He's going to be eating a pepper for some reason. There seems to be a pepper and some chili sauce. I wonder if he's speaking English. No, he's not speaking English. But I'm not sure why I'm thinking people will speak English if this is particularly a Chinese language social media. But there we go. That's interesting. That's very. I remember someone told me once that to eat spicy food, you're supposed to eat with the mouth open so you can cool down the mouth. Have you ever heard this? Uh, I, I think it's false. Well, I don't know. It's like my first uh, uh, appraisal of that idea is that it's false, but I don't know. It's this guy certainly likes to get the air in while he's eating. But I just can't. That it would be such a weird way of eating to me. Just try to like eating and I don't know. That just it feels so weird. I'm not sure what's going to be hotter, the actual vegetable or the chili flakes. I guess what would have been more exciting is if he started with the top, like the whole bottle full, the whole jar of chili flakes, and then proceeded to go through that whole bottle. That would have been more exciting for me, anyway. Actually, I did see something on here. What's this talking about? Milk. So, what is that? Milk. This is milk. So the title is compare and contrast milk. I think Maple Hill has the best milk. It's a pity it used to be $4.99. How much is it now? Maple Hill is the one at the top here. Okay, that's $6.79. That is that's a bit of inflation, but they're still talking about low price. That's this particular shop though. 100% grass-fed Maple Hill organic milk. Is in your country is milk common? I've been to a few countries where milk isn't as common as where you might, or at least sort of the well, I'm used to having sort of like milk in bottles that's cold, glass or plastic bottles, and you just get like just milk. That's it. Just either like skimmed or full cream milk. But I've seen like there's a lot of countries where basically they have the long life milk is the main thing. So you don't like they're not in the refrigerator basically, and yeah, the long life milk is the main thing. Other places where you have the condensed milk, like in the tin cans and stuff. I remember we used to have that growing up. They used to be like in the pantry, but it was like only for emergencies. I don't think maybe like there was like one or two recipes here or there, but I get like again that's just a different thing. I guess different places they use different milks and different things, and maybe in different places just the whole idea of having fresh milk and to keep it in a refrigerator isn't a realistic option. Maybe the uh, access to electricity, the cost of electricity, all that sort of stuff could, influence those decisions. Uh, so the other person says it tastes really good. It seems that the price has indeed increased. This is a classic conversation. This is like just people just chatting. So Maple Hill's low-fat chocolate milk. This is the thing actually that it's been there for a while, a long time, but it seems to be even more so now. The flavored milks are actually like super popular, and I guess there's a mixture of good and bad with that because it's good that people are drinking milk, depending on your point of view. But let's say it's good that some people are drinking milk, but with all of the sugar and stuff in there, it takes away the benefit. But anyway, so Maple Hill's low-fat chocolate milk seems to have disappeared after the epidemic and can no longer be found. I also like low-fat chocolate milk, says the responder. It's $7.29 for us. What was the price here? $6.79. interesting, the different prices in different places. But let me go back out. For necessities, don't worry about price. Spend money and save money. Interesting. Maybe there's like a quote or something. Riding a bicycle, I don't know. Maybe that's like an in-joke between people. Whole Foods is delicious in a glass bottle. What does the glass bottle look like? Okay, there we go. That's a bottle of milk. How much is that? That's well, $6.99 is the price, but I was thinking how much in terms of the quantity. I actually just learned the other day. This is a pint, is it, or per fluid ounce? So it's less than a fluid ounce. I'm gonna guess that's I don't know actually, but I actually read that in most places, I'm not sure it's every place, but in most places, it can be like a few different options. But generally speaking, if you look face on and you see like the label, the nutritional information, you see the nutrition when you turn it left, so it's on the right. Let's say, so if you turn it clockwise, shall we say, you will see the nutritional information. Now, maybe that's like very obvious for people and stuff, but I never had that sort of locked in as information that's known, but it is now. Anyway, I did see this other one. Let me come over here. Okay, I saw this one because I saw the title in English. I don't know. I like to see food stuff. I guess I'm obsessed with food stuff when I look at social media and whatnot. So the title is "What to Eat at McDonald's in Hong Kong." Let's have a look. I think there is English in this. Actually, I just realized I'm talking to you, but I'm not showing you what I'm looking at. So I'm over here. Sorry about that. So we're going to look at what to eat at McDonald's in Hong Kong and see what they say.
McDonald's breakfast in Hong Kong. I woke up bright and early, 9 a.m. for the breakfast menu. I got the Hong Kong special item. I waited patiently and risked dropping this whole tray for this shot. And voila, here is the breakfast set. Here is the twisty macaroni and soup with sausage and egg. The broth is so flavorful. The texture of the macaroni is chewy and the sausage is always the best part. The egg is sauce, but I ate it anyway. Then, of course, hash brown. Need I say more? Crispy on the outside, tender and soft on the inside. This is the iced Hong Kong style milk tea. Sugar comes separately, hits the spot every time. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.
That was really quick.
McDonald's breakfast.
But what was she said there was a special.
I woke up bright and early, 9 a.m. for the breakfast menu. I got the Hong Kong special.
The Hong Kong special item. I guess that maybe that's the name of the breakfast, like the menu item. They just call it special item. But okay.
Hong Kong special item. I waited patiently and risked dropping this whole tray.
Is that implying that she had to wait a long time? That she waited patiently? I have a wonderer in my head. And she's carrying the tray with one hand because she has to have her mobile phone in the other. So it's lucky she didn't have two breakfasts. I'm not sure. I can't remember the last time I had a McDonald's breakfast. Because I guess the breakfasts are pretty similar. Well, I say that because I see hash brown, and I guess hash brown I think I've seen in everywhere for McDonald's breakfast. But I I see it here, but
for this shot, and voila, here is the breakfast set.
So
here is the
twisty macaroni in soup. I don't know. This is breakfast. Would you eat this for breakfast? So this looks to be what do they call it? Twisty macaroni. So it's macaroni in a soup. I guess the soup is I don't know what flavor. What soup would you put macaroni in? I don't know. I guess I don't know. It could be like a vegetable soup or a chicken soup or who knows. I'm gonna guess it's probably a vegetable soup because that's a can be general for most people. But that looks to be, it's an egg on top, isn't it? So it's macaroni, soup, corn, and egg, and herbs and stuff. Well, you never know until you taste it, I guess, is the thing to think about.
Macaroni and soup with
Sausage, a sausage in there as well. And that doesn't look to be like a normal sausage. That looks to be like when they have like the McDonald's sausage, where it's like a burger sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know. Would you eat that? Well, maybe it's a one-off,
sausage and egg. The broth is so flavorful.
The broth is so flavorful. Look at this. Maybe this is not the greatest place to stop, but this seems to be eating the sausage from the the breakfast. It just seems like it's an odd combination. I think it's strange to have, I don't know, because I think when you want, it's like when you say, have you ever seen like those ice creams where they've got the really, unusual flavors? Because I guess when she said macaroni, that reminded me. Because I've seen these things where they've got like macaroni and cheese for ice cream. And like I saw some reviews about, or some people like tasting it, and they, like a lot of them were saying it was very confusing because they're eating it and it's like it's ice cream, but then they taste it and it's like the taste of whatever it is, in this case macaroni and cheese, and when they taste it they go, it's a confusion for their mind and stuff. But yes, so I don't know, it's just when like the idea of sausage in a burger format, I don't know, I like the traditional sausage format, I guess we would say.
The texture of the macaroni is chewy and the
texture is chewy for the macaroni. That's good, I guess. And the sausage
is always the best part.
Always the best part. Maybe that's just because of the salt.
The egg is sauce, but
the egg is sus. That's a good word. If you want to know something colloquial, that's a nice word. Sus, short for suspicious, meaning may make me sick, is the way you would translate that in this particular context. Sus can be used for a lot of things that could be suspicious, like not legal, I guess, could be like another sort of way. Not correct, I guess, is a more general way to say it, a broader synonym. But yes.
But I ate it anyway. Then, of course, hash brown. Need I say more? Crispy on the outside, tender and soft on the inside.
Tender and soft on the inside. So, again, when you're looking at something like this, it's good because then you've got, in this case, like a description. So we've seen some written descriptions about like the tipping. We couldn't have any descriptions, but we saw the food and we had to make our own judgments and thoughts about that. Although there was a bit of a description, wasn't there, in the title. And then here we have the person speaking about the different food items. So albeit very quickly, but with a lot of these things these days, so I'm playing this at double speed, but of course you could have it like at a much slower speed if you want to play. I'm not sure how that would sound, because sometimes I tend to, how do I change this? It's not changing. Maybe all of these things I always seem to need to zoom out and then zoom in. Although that's not changing for me. I've got to play and then, there we go. Does that work? Why does that not work? I don't know why that doesn't work. Yeah, anyway. So, but yes, sometimes you can change the speed. I'd say, like, yeah, I do tend to watch things at 1.5 plus because I find that an easier way to get through things. But yes, I mean, you can obviously change the speed depending on what you want. If sometimes to slow it down can be beneficial when you're learning to listen to how people say things and that sort of thing as well. So lots of different things to try. Okay. So, look, I think what we might do, we might leave it there. Thank you very much for joining. Like I say, if you want to join us at all, send us an email. put a comment in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, all those sorts of things. Hope to hear from you soon. But the most important thing is we hope that you're practicing English. And so with that, I will say goodbye until next time. And I hope you're practicing English. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.